While inflation is surging, dining out is not off the menu, with Australians still heading to cafes and restaurants in droves.
But Aussies are being strategic with their budgets, and it's changing the hospitality landscape. To discuss, we're joined by consumer expert Graham Hughes live from Brisbane. Graham, hello to you. How do you keep the dining experience while trimming the bill a little bit?
Yeah, look, consumers have been very switched on. Cost of living crisis is hurting all of us. So they're being very savvy about how they approach the menu. So what we're seeing now is consumers opting out of that middle part of the menu. So going either for the cheap bite or the expensive steak, so to speak.
Now, Graham, I see that a lot of people are skipping alcohol and dessert. Do we think that that is a cost-cutting thing, or do we think that this is a healthy living option?
Yeah, look, it's a little bit of both, but what we're seeing is the consumers, 35% of diners are now opting out of the dessert and also 40% out of the wine. Some diners, though, are going down the street and getting an ice cream because it's a little bit cheaper than having it in the restaurant itself. So they're being a little bit smart with how they approach their dining experience and letting that dollar go a little bit further.
Ali, are you someone who skips dessert if you go out for
No,
dinner?
if I'm going out for dinner, dessert is what I'm most looking forward to. I'd skip the main meal. Just go straight to dessert.
Just straight to a bottle of wine, thanks. I skip dessert, but I would take an entree every day of the week. Look, there's so much access now to reviews, Graham, of places to eat. How much is social media, online reviews driving where Aussies are choosing to eat?
Yeah, look, that's huge. And in the 16 to 24 demographic, we're seeing 58% of them actually go to TikTok for their next restaurant suggestion. Instagram has also overtaken Google in terms of where those reviews are coming from, and it just shows the power of social media and where those trends are coming from. So it's really important for businesses to be active on there. But the patron going and taking a bit of a punt, just walking the streets and going in and going, I'll try this one. Those days are probably numbered now. We're really gravitating towards those more social platforms to get the insight before we step in the door.
Oh, Graham, my husband works in hospitality. I'm very well aware that the margins for restaurants and cafes, they're so small. So how are they responding to these changes?
Yeah, so restaurants are very switched on, and as you said, margins are so very, very slim. And what they're doing is they're responding with different menu items. And as I said at the early part of the discussion, they've removed a lot of those middle items. So they'll have a cheaper hamburger, for instance, might be on the menu, along with a very lovely expensive steak. So what they find is that consumers will either go one way or the other, and they'll preference one of those based on their budget on that given day. So they're responding and responding quickly.
Graham, do you reckon this is just a fad, or are these new dining habits here to stay?
Look, I do think they're here to stay. Consumers are more switched on than ever before. We're digitally enabled. And we're always, on trend. Australia's very on trend, so we're always, looking for different hacks and different ways to get through, whilst having that what they call bougie experience.
Someone's going to have to explain bougie and what bougie means to me.
Oh,
maybe we'll do a whole segment.
Yeah, I love when we get to the end of the segment and you ask that question. Graham, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Graham.
Thank you.